So, like I was saying, the Capricorn can end up in the adverse energy, in a reverse energy. And when the Capricorn is in this reverse energy, they end up very home-like. And they want to be home, and they're more focused on self-preservation. And they put on a happy face, just like Cancer does. And they get in their kind of a way. Cancer also ends up going to the Capricorn kind of thing, and they could get very headstrong and, business oriented. But Capricorn is a very grounded sign. You should always remember this. And when you're not feeling grounded, when you don't see practical results from your actions, you'll tend to start to get in this kind of Cancer way. So remember, last little bit I want to say about Capricorn is that remember why you're doing stuff. Because when you forget, you start to try to be pleasing people. And you get in this Cancer way, because Cancer will do that a lot. And you try to kind of please people a lot instead of working building the world that you want to experience as a part of life. And, there's a lot of competition. That's the next thing about Capricorn. That's what I want to talk about Capricorn. Competitiveness. Capricorn can get very competitive. Very competitive nature to the Capricorn. Because, the ram head, the goat. Goats are a very competitive creature, if y'all didn't know. They butt heads all the time. And they're very always competing. So, because you have the goat on one end, and then the other end is like a fish, you'll find yourself swimming in all these different waters and competing with all kind of different people. But you need to really look at what's competition. Right? Competition is all good sport. When you're not doing things in good sport, you're not even properly competing. There's nothing wrong with competing. I like good competition. I think everyone enjoys the good competition. Don't you like watching basketball? You like to see football, soccer? Everyone loves soccer. Sorry. Football. Everybody loves football. But when you find yourselves not able to compete, you end up in this situation where, because you have improperly defined what a competition is, you end up in this kind of passive aggressive way about you, where you start to undermine people. You cheat. You start to cheat. You say, no, I'm not cheating. And they talk like this. All these kind of shit they'll come up with. I'm not cheating. I'm just evening the playing field. I'm just making things more functionable for me. I'm just working towards the world that I want to experience. Fairness is very important to the Capricorn in order for them to realize their own potential. Fairness is very important to Capricorn. And one thing about Capricorn, and all the earth signs really, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, all of them, they are very much grounded in fairness, and they don't like when things are unfair. When things are, you try to break the rules. They don't like that shit. But it's so contradictory because they find themselves in the circumstance when they feel they can't compete and they're not adequate, that they're willing to break the rules all the time. They will break all kind of fucking rules. They'll break their own rules. They'll break every sort of kind of fucking rule. And Capricorn can become a tyrant like that, breaking every kind of fucking rule. Very oppressive and rule breaking. But and they will be saying like they're not doing that too. They'll say like I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not breaking any rules. This is just how it is, you know. That's business. It's business. That's Capricorn. Also, and you have to be wary of becoming this way as a Capricorn, because it's not actually what you intend in a competition. Fairness is important, and being able to fully express yourself in what you do, that's important to Capricorn. A good match, not one in which one overpowers the other, one in which each are equally matched. That's Capricorn. Remember, we come from Ophiuchus to Sagittarius is working on it, and then Capricorn wants a good fair match. They have worked on their own capabilities. When they get to Capricorn, now they're sufficient to do things, and now they want a good fair match. And it's hard to find that because many people can't keep up with the capability of Capricorn and to do as much as Capricorn does. So it's difficult for them to find it. Find people to keep up with their work ethic, but they're very good at facilitating the means for which people can come together to do this and properly compete. But if you're not careful, just like with MMA, with boxing, with all these different things, it's Capricorn's behind all that kind of thing. And then it's all rigged. You say it's all what? Y'all paid off the person to do that, and then y'all did it. And then y'all have the referees doing all kind of shit in the game, and then y'all fucking did that, and you paid that motherfucker to go through. That's Capricorn's doing when they're not in the right energy, and when they're in the correct energy, it's like the Olympics. It's a fantastical event that's well organized and planned, and it facilitates all kinds of proper competitions to where the glory goes to who's rightfully deserving, and then everyone involved has a positive experience, and there's no losers. There's only what the Capricorn intends, a full expressed experience of life through discipline and work, hard work. Capricorn wants this. And Saturn, just so y'all know, the devil, or Saturn, is seen as an oppressive energy because it comes along at certain times. And what happens is many people around these times have failed to fail. So that's what's remembered the most, not the successes. What's remembered of Saturn is, oh, I got you. Look, they about to fail again. And look how many fail. It's like this thing is coming along to test everyone, and everyone's about to just get completely, utterly, But there's a lot of successes that happen out of Saturn. When you're properly engaged in your energy, there's a lot of success that comes out of Saturn. And the problem is, again, y'all are not properly working with your energy. Y'all trying to avoid it. You're trying to find some other means, other way around. And so then when Saturn comes along and say, what do you have? What do you do? What do you do? Because what Saturn does is it emphasizes the energy that you are. If you can't properly express it, it will destroy you. You will destroy yourself because you haven't been embodying the nature of your own being. Okay? That's what it does. So people have worship in Saturn for a long time because they know that it's going to come along and it's going to fuck everybody up every time. So it seemed like, they worship the devil. But it's not, it become all kind of crazy shit. They become all kind of crazy shit. Because of people who aren't practicing correctly what is being preached. And then they try to make everything in a way that benefits them when it occurs, despite knowing this is a failure and this is a success. They say, well, I don't care because I don't want to have to. People don't have to do anything. We shouldn't have to do anything. So when time comes along that you failed, they don't want to have to experience that failure. So people try to mutate the experience to something that'll benefit them, which has nothing to do with the consequences of actual what you're actually being tested to see if you're capable of. And Saturn, if you look into your chart astrologically, everyone will have Saturn in all different in all different kinds of categories, which will pretty define it pretty much defines a lot of people, more so than all the other things on your chart, because of how this energy affects you. It defines a lot more about you than anything else. And a lot of you wonder, say, why am I like this, but other people aren't like that? Why I seen a lot of people, they say, that are this sign or this way, but I'm not like that? Well, it could be maybe just because your Saturn is different. You just have a completely different Saturn. And it's such a different one for each age. It just completely defines the whole group. Right now, we're going to Saturn in Pisces. And people said, well, it's because Saturn in Pisces is such a you can't tell what's going on world that you're in. And people say, how is that going to work? Because I don't see how it's gonna be like we won't know what's what, where, when, how, when. I don't see how that's gonna happen. And now, right now, it's Saturn in Pisces, and you see how much of that is going on. It's like you have AI, and you have uh, so much of the world that I just showed you that they have AI people making their own Instagrams. It's not even a person; it's AI, and people don't know if it's a person or not. You can't really tell. I'm seeing people now that are having a whole page and their whole face look like it's AI, a thing over it, and you can't really tell. And people are using other people's bodies, and they're putting their face on it with the AI, and you can't. There's no way to tell. This sort of thing is going on, and this is a Saturn in Pisces. And everyone, and that's the thing about Saturn. The thing about Saturn is everyone has to go through it. It seemed like, oh, Saturn and Pisces and have to go through Saturn and Pisces. No, everyone has to go through every Saturn. So Saturn's always teaching everyone lessons, and everyone has to go through it. Whatever is going on. All the time. And so now you understand why some people, they worship Saturn just entirely, because you always going through the shit all the time. So it's important to know what is going on. Astrologically, when you know what's going on, you say, okay, right now this is going on. So, okay, so you see what's going on. Right now is Saturn in Pisces. We came out of a Saturn in Aquarius. And now we're going to Saturn in Pisces. Saturn in Pisces is very spiritual energy. So now you see all the celestial beings that are starting to make themselves aware to the world. And you say, what the fuck is that? What is that? This is literally Saturn in Pisces. What the fuck is that? Saturn in Pisces, and now they see all kinds of things. They're the ones schizophrenic, and they're seeing all kinds of stuff all the time, and they don't say anything because that will make them look crazy. Saturn in Pisces is like this. Very psychic and very sensitively in tune to all sorts of things that all of you are not capable to understand. That's the next phase. You understand? So this is going to be with us for a little bit with the Saturn in Pisces. But why am I talking about it? It's because of Capricorn. Capricorn is very satanic. And this is the kind of energy of discipline. And you really want, as a Capricorn, fairness, and you want to be prepared, and you need to have respect in competition. This is my main thing I want you to know. Capricorns are very competitive people. I'd say Capricorn's the most competitive sign of the whole zodiac, all the zodiac, everyone's zodiac. Capricorn's the most competitive. They're very competitive people, and they cheat a lot. They're very cheat, and y'all need to know, as Capricorn, that what you're searching for is fairness. All right? And when you feel things are not fair, you have to recognize to whom is it not fair. And that when you fail, you may feel it's not fair. But that don't mean that you should try to avoid the work necessary in some other way in order to get the thing done. You need to take the steps required, face the challenges of your nature, and become who you are meant to be in order to experience who you are.